Hello everyone, and welcome to my next Prismata League match against Selene Undulata. I believe she is the top seed in our bracket. I'm not totally sure. At any rate, it'll be an interesting game. I believe everything is all set up properly, right? 60 seconds, base plus 9. I'm all set. Let's begin. I see a lot of green. I see Arca. I see a lot of chill also with Frostbrooder, sort of. Something green has to be good here, but is it green-red or green-blue? Or is it some kind of like mono-green? Does not seem very good to me. I don't think we're getting third engineer. That seems clearly wrong. Scorchilla is like maybe okay. I think we're probably not going to be able to get a Gauss Fab, but yeah, maybe green-red is the way to go. Maybe it sort of depends on what your opponent does. I don't think you want a mobile Animus. I think just natural conduit into like drone Animus is about right. I don't think there's really any excuse to skip green here and try to do some sort of blue-blue-red thing to get you to Arca, like, or red into later getting blue-blue. There's just too much good green stuff. Even if all you ever buy is barriers and Aegis, it's fine. But Scorchilla is going to be a strong opening, I think. Yeah, she's cutting drones to, I think, threaten the earlier Scorchilla. So against that, do we try to go green-blue with Teslas? Aegis and barriers should be good against the green burst threat that Scorchillas provide, whereas it's not clear to me exactly what Scorchilla is supposed to do about getting Tesla coiled, right? On the other hand, Frostbrooder is a problem for Tesla coil, because you depend on blue and walls are easily frozen. This is like a very aggressive Scorchilla rush, isn't it? Like, I don't know if this is the correct thing for player 1 to do normally. I guess it's probably fine. But it's cutting a lot, and I should try to find some way to exploit that. Well, yeah, but what exactly is it that you do to exploit that? Like, is there going to be enough time in between Scorchilla waves to like try to get Gauss Fab? Because Gauss Fab and Aegis could be reasonably sturdy against Scorchillas. At any rate, I think we start this way. And I assume she follows up with Drone Animus into Double Scorch. And then I have to make a decision. Yeah. So this is kind of committing a lot to burst pressure, I feel like, right? I mean, I don't know. I guess you can always follow up out of this into like Blood Phages and Tarsiers, but like Frostbrooder and Scorch are both very much pressure units. And you might react to that by just saying, fine, I will go mono green and choose not to care about pressure, right? Build a lot of Gauss Cannons and Gauss Fab, and use Aegis to... Like, I think you'll still want some blue, but You want a lot of green. And do you even really want some blue? I don't know. Like, it's nice for the first wave or something, but it might even be hard to defend against that. And you're not going to get absorbed very often. So, I'm not sure. But I honestly think we just do like this. Get a bunch of green so you have an Aegis or two for the first wave. And then you plunk down a Gauss Fabricator and... It's just, I think, a question of whether or not green is ever going to be... blue is ever going to be worthwhile. Tesla's kind of okay, but if you're... I don't know. I like the idea of getting some absorb, and if she builds 2 Tarsiers this turn, sure, I'll get a Blast Forge, I think. Yeah, but the wall is going to be quite hard to defend, and it won't actually be reliably getting absorbed, so I'm just not that interested in it. Well, I guess it gets absorbed against this, right? So she's attacking for what? 7, probably 8, and I have just an engineer. If I want to defend, an Aegis and a wall is enough. So this works. And I can maybe barrier if I need to, or force field or something. Yeah, I think the wall is worth getting. It'll protect me a fair bit, and like I can maybe build splitters or something with it. I don't know. No, she wants an Arca. I see. I should have seen that coming. Pretty expensive to spend your Scorchilla on getting Arca, isn't it? I don't know. Well, this Gauss Cannon is not doing anything since she's building an Arca. I might as well drone up again, right? I didn't think it would be worth it to commit to all this tech, but I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that I was wrong about this. I guess I just saw the Scorches and thought, like, about what properties Scorchillas have and what I can do to exploit them. I didn't think too much about what you do after building Scorch, right? It's not a very great Arca. It's not getting much absorb, right? But, you know, when you consider that all my units aren't doing anything, it's really hard to throw the first stone on that one, huh? It would be nice to be able to get my own Arca coming up soon. If I can build a Tesla coil and like Blast Forge Animus next turn, then I can do that. Which means not building an engineer. Actually, probably not building a drone, right? Blast Forge Animus is 11. Tesla coil is 22. This lets me build an Aegis as well. I guess I'll try it. Oh no! This exploit is horrible. I didn't pay attention to my granularity, and now this Aegis is getting brutally exploited. Oh! I'm not going to be able to get an Arca. Well... Wait, I didn't even count the money right? Oh, that's the worst. Well, this is stupid. Let's not allow the same exploit again, please. I guess it's not happening anyway because I have the Steel Splitter to defend on. Yeah, I'm granular here. Oh, and I could have... Oh, hang on. I can still do it, right? Mobile Animus. That was the plan all along, obviously. Okay, I mean, this just barely fires the Tesla coil, I guess. Definitely not liking my position. If she attacked for 4 less, it would exploit me a little bit. I think that might be a good idea. Well, this is not granular at all. That's not too bad, I guess. But I can't... I don't really want red, honestly. Get out of here. Boy, we don't have that many drones to support all this Tesla coil business. Of course, I'd rather make use of my red like she is, it turns into money and so on, but... failing that, just getting a cheap Rhino out of the Mobile Animus is like the best I could come up with. I love seeing the Scorchilla hold. I'm not sure... Oh, I see. Holding Scorch and Tesla? Is that really so good? I guess so. I if you're holding Arca anyway. Yeah, that probably was right for her. I feel like I'm losing here, but it's not that bad. Right? The Gauss Fabricator has been steadily producing value for a long time. And the positions are, like, reasonably close, I feel like. We're each attacking for about the same amount. Right? Well, no. She's attacking for the same amount I am without having to click my Arca. But I guess she's got occasional turns where her Scorches aren't lined up. Is the upside there? She's also making more money. Alright, well, my position is not great, I guess is how I would describe things, but it's not awful, right? Yeah, actually it is awful. Not getting enough attackers out of this Gauss Fab. Not enough to compensate for all the Scorches she got early and the early Arca value. But who knows, maybe this is my big chance to like do something productive because there's not that many Scorches coming. I don't know, it's still a lot of attack. And I don't have any money. Well, that's sort of a problem, I guess. Yeah, all I'm really killing is wall, NG, barrier, apparently? Not that much. That's all she's killing on this turn, but that's like my off turn. I guess it's a little more, right? Wall. Really? Gonna hold everything back, huh? Well, holding the Steel Splitters back is an illusion. They might as well be attacking, right, for 5. And then it's like, I don't know, it's a little value to deny me this Arca Absorb. For sure, I think it's better than not doing it. Six, 11, 13. Okay. Is she gonna try to deny me Absorb again here? I don't think that's worth it, but go ahead and try, I guess. I think she's winning. So it doesn't super matter whether she does that or not. Yeah. Okay, I think we can resign now. Well, let's move on to game 2. Let me make sure like this is all normal, right? Yeah. Standard base set 9 random, okay. a lot pretty good defense here. Lance Tooth to deny that defense. Also Ice Blade to deny it. Are those good enough? I don't think so. I think something pretty high econ should work pretty well. You can outpace the Ice Blades by building just enough energy matrices, I think. Do you get a 4th engineer here? Like, I could cut a drone and build Doom Drone Engie instead. I'd have 13 bucks next turn, could build 4 drones. I don't think so. I think it'll be fine to like start buying blue to build Lance Tooths at some point relatively shortly. We don't have to go super crazy on drones because Lance Tooth lets you get value out of early attack anyway. Reminder, if you haven't watched the earlier league matches, the format here is not best of 3. It's just 3 games. Play 3 games and try to win as many of them as you can. Yeah, she wants the 4th engineer. Could be right. Who can say? I think I will get a conduit here instead of a blast forge, just because like, not because I'm thrilled about Venge Cannons, but like, actually Gauss Cannons are a reasonable way to, it's a way to tech up into something sort of useful that you don't have to spend right away, so you can get more drones, right? And then you can get Lance Tooths on relatively low tech. Build like 2 Gauss Cannons at once, followed by a Lance Tooth, right? So I think that I'll do that before getting, rather than getting a Blast Forge right away. Blue is obviously pretty dominant here, but that doesn't mean you have to build it first. I'm not sure about this Animus. Is it just because, like, Tarsiers are the best attacker? I mean, that's sort of true, but I guess you can, like, build 2 Tarsiers and 3 drones? I don't know. Seems a bit weird. Okay. Doom drones are good. Are these too early? They're probably not. These are probably fine. These I'm not so sure about. I don't think I'll actually be attacking enough for these to defend. But by the time we get here, yeah, probably. Now we can attack for 2, build Lance Tooth. And also wall. She's going to do the same. Prepare a lance tooth and a wall, but meanwhile she's got... Animus is a more efficient tech building than Conduit, for sure. It was just more convenient for me to pick up a Conduit early because I can float the resources to buy them later rather than being committed to spending stuff right away. So I cannot possibly set up for double Lance Tooth next turn, so buying any attackers is wasted. Why Splitter, though? Why the second Blast Forge? If all you're going to do with it is buy Splitter. I mean, I'm not going to build a Lance Tooth here, I guess. Maybe she's going to use this as a wall? So next turn I'll have 4 attack. I want to be able to build 2 Lance Tooths. It's not possible to get into a position... Well, I mean, I could do this, right? And build 3, but that seems a bit silly. Yeah, I want 2 Lance Tooths. And then I can start on Tarsiers. Seems okay. I'll probably want a 3rd Blast Forge soonish. So here's the thing though, is double Lance Tooth really good if it's only denying 2 engineers? It's not that great. I don't think I was thinking of building Ice Blades to like deny these Doom Drones value. But she can just target them down and then like get Lance Tooth value, so that's not very good. I mean, I guess Lance Tooth is sort of better than nothing. I really don't like it. I feel like she's taking advantage of me by leaving this kind of tempting target out here. I really feel like I should just attack these guys, just build splitters instead. Make it hard for her to defend everything. Well, I mean, Ice Blades would do that, right? No, she'll just build a Matrix. These Ice Blades suck. They're not going to freeze any... against the Matrix I have 3, 5, 7, 9 damage. She'll have to hold something back if she wants to do that. I don't know, this feels really dumb, but... I feel like she's sort of setting herself up fairly vulnerably here. And it deserves for me to do something about it. We're freezing this, and probably this is the other thing we freeze. Now she has to lose the splitter, and next turn we can freeze this again. Oh my god, she has a lot of attack. Well, I guess she's killing these guys, right? I don't have any attack. I'm about to lose all my ice blades. This sucks. Well, okay, the Doomed Wall is not so great. But I guess I kind of need to so that she can't threaten to, like, just kill my... to not kill the ice blades. Shouldn't you kill the other ice blade? I guess he's not causing you any real trouble, maybe? I'm just so dead again. I don't have any advantage. I have way less attack, I have way less everything. Yeah, I just give up. It's gonna be a rough league season. Player 2. There's no big absorber here. The best attackers look like sort of Windsor and Arms Race, except I don't think those two really go together very well. Maybe it's like Windsor and Frostbite are the thing to do? Bloodphage is just like generally good with that as well. Can you really get Windsor? Not if you go red first. Well, with Bloodphage you can spend just a little bit of red and like spend it on Frostbites. Maybe you go green first and like pick up a Trinity Drone. That's not a big deal. It's almost like a little bit breach-proofish with Trinity Drone and Wild Drone and Steel Forge. But there's no breach-proof attackers, so what exactly are you gonna do once you're breach-proof? I think the enemy can stand up to 10 Gauss Cannons a turn. 10 damage a turn from Gauss Cannons, I should say. Yeah, arms race should be pretty good against wild drone. I think that's what I want to aim for. Doing basically what she's doing, but a turn behind seems pretty bad, but I think it's the right thing. Wild drone just made it more convenient for her to get green than red than it does for me. I get the Blast Forge right away? How much money do I have then? Enough for Arms Race Tarsier. She'll want a Blood Phage, that's pretty good of course. But I think I'm okay with this. It gets me the first arms race. I think I have too much tech again, don't I? I'm sort of committed to this line now. And I'd love to get a Blood Phage so I can start like turning this red into something else. But, ugh, like, I kind of have to get a wall. No, I don't. I can hold back the Steel Splitter since... No, it actually kills an Engineer. Ugh. It's interesting to see that Steel Forge. I wonder whether she's trying to get a Wincer or to do something different. Like just convert the drones into Steel Splitters so that she becomes sort of breach-proof. I could get another arms race. Is that good? I think so. The engineers aren't giving her a lot of value yet, are they? I'm not sure. I just have... This always happens to me with arms race. I get it too soon and like I discover I don't have any drones. Especially with this wild drone murdering business that's going on. Okay, well, I don't know. It seems to be with what I'm stuck doing, even though it doesn't seem very good. I don't think I should kill this wild drone. I think I should like try to apply some pressure over here, make her build a bunch of walls instead of doing something productive with her blue, like clicking for a steel splitter or something. I really wish I had a steel forge right now. But I think the frostbite is pretty useful at the moment. So any frostbites that I build now get no value. I think Arms Race is wrong. It gives her more defense than it destroys in the time frame before Windsor suddenly kills me. So we just want something that applies more pressure in a hurry. What exactly is that? Not sure. If we can just make her build a couple of force fields, the Windsor won't work. So really need to apply pressure to the actual defenders. I think Bloodphage is like kind of cool, but ultimately misguided. Because if I can't kill her in this next wave, like I'm not gonna win. And being able to convert red into money is not gonna help. So I want a cheaper attacker. Frostbite's cool, but again, it arrives too late. So I think I'll just build an engineer. I don't know. Well, yeah, engineer. Help me defend for next turn in case that matters. Alright, I have not succeeded in reaching her before the first Windsor shot. But actually, it's going to be her only Windsor shot, right? So maybe if I just hold back enough steel splitters? I don't know, it's a lot of splitters. If she blows everything to breach a Tarsier and all these splitters, is that okay with me? Might be okay. Might be the best I can get, anyway. Then she'll just be attacking for 4, and I'll be attacking for a lot. I'll have trouble defending that 4, but I don't know, it seems like the best plan I can find. Well, okay, let's kill the wild drone now. I guess if I was going to kill it now, I should have killed it a while ago since the pressure didn't succeed. But it made her build a bunch of walls. Yeah, and the fact that I'm holding back these splitters is pretty bad. Okay, I'm not actually attacking for that much more than I thought. As much more than her as I thought. There we go. That's a difficult sentence to put together. But I have no money and no attack. So I guess I just lose again. Yeah. Okay. Well, another rough match. Alright, just sending her some congratulations. let's go look over the replays. And let's try to actually turn on leave me alone mode. I don't know, I hate going over these because like it just feels so bad to watch games when you were getting slaughtered the whole time, you know? It's arguably the most productive games to analyze because there's clearly a lot you have to learn because you lost. But just having so many of them in a row is demoralizing. So here... I sort of overestimated how committal Scorchillas would be. Right? I think I don't yet have a good a good grasp of how to blend together multiple strategies. I'm like sometimes okay at doing a thing. But figuring out like how to turn one thing into something else, I don't know. So I saw her go Scorchillas and said, oh, that's really depending on pressure. Because Scorchillas are kind of about bursts. And against that, it seems to me, Gauss Fabricator should be good. And I think that that's not so far wrong, in that, like, if she were just going to go Mass Scorches and nothing else, or Scorches and Tarsiers and Blood Phages or something, then Gauss Fab should do, like, okay against that, I think. But maybe not. But what I didn't see is, like, how... I didn't see Scorchilla as a route to getting Arca. Right? Because Arca's really powerful here. Well, Arca's just always really powerful, right? But I thought that, like, that double blue tech cost combined with, you know, is really prohibitive when there's nothing here encouraging double blue at all. What are you going to do with all this blue? And if you cut drones to buy red and green, how do you get to a state where you can spend 2 blue? I don't know. I still don't understand it. But I guess, like, the Blood Phage helps a lot with making you no longer need to spend red, right? That's how you get to afford all this tech, is you kind of throw away the Animus. And then, like, look at this turn. Arca plus... Well, it could have been a second Blood Phage, but... Or no, you're $1 short? I see. Yes. But you can do it soon. Get another Blood Phage to throw away the rest of your red and then just buy, like, splitters or something. I didn't see, like, the interplay that these 3 units have with each other at all. I should try to get into the habit of, like, looking through a set and, like... This is the thing I would do when I was playing Dominion, right? Is, like, look for... Okay, you know, here's a new set. Try to see, is there an engine in this set? And, like, okay, yeah, there's Village. Yep, there's some kind of Village-like thing. There's something that gives you draw. There's a way to trash your bad cards. Like, finding the pieces that fit into those holes. I did that pretty routinely. And there's also a few units that, or a few cards in Dominion that are usually not super strong, but have a few cool, like, cards that enable them, that are good combos with that unit. Like, you know, if Counting House, let's say, is in the kingdom, you might look for cards that have something that really care about copper and try to find a way to pair those together. Likewise, I should, you know, for each of these units, is there something here that pairs really well with it? Arca? You know, does it pair really well with anything here? The answer still feels like no to me, but it does pair well with 2 units, right? Blood Phage and Scorch. Maybe it's fine with just Scorch, because Scorch is such a cheap way to spend red. It still feels over-teched to me, but You know, at least if I had been wise to this possibility, maybe I could have played better here. Instead, like, I was just completely dead from, I don't know. Like, the turn I built my second or third conduit was kind of game over. And all the rest of the stuff was just a formality. Okay, game 2. What to say about this game? So the set is clearly very high econ, right? And it's also clearly about Lance-Tooths. I think both of us agree on that. But like my conduit just kind of sucked. Yeah, like it's a way to float some resources while you tech up, and but like you don't want to build Gauss cannons as your attackers. Animus is just way more efficient if you can find a way to build your tech in that order. Now I was thinking about, like, do I want a Blast Forge here or do I want a conduit? I'm like, of the two, conduit seems okay because I don't really want to spend any blue next turn. But you know, I had also considered a third engineer or a fourth engineer, right? I didn't actually do it, but I had been thinking about it probably on the previous turn was when I was talking about it, and it may well be. Let's have a look. In fact, that this enables me to like go Animus first while still being reasonably efficient. So I should have thought about, like, you don't want to float resources, even green. And in this set, you want to produce a lot of attackers, and you don't want many of them to be Gauss cannons, right? And there's nothing else very good to do with the green. Yes, you can buy Avenge, but like that was a pretty desperate play when I did it. And getting all these drones means it's not too big of a commitment to like build 2 Tarsiers and a Blast Forge next turn, right? That's what, 13? You can buy 4 Doom drones as well. Which is sort of overdoing it, but it fits. Or you can just buy 3 regular drones, whatever. But the point is, this gets you into the tech you actually want in the set. And lets you produce attackers more efficiently. You're a tiny bit slower in getting out the first Lance-Tooth this way. But that's sort of fine, because you want to build, like, a lot of Lance-Tooths? I don't know. Yeah, so this is a turn that, like, works against weak... This is an approach that sometimes works against weaker players and, like, always works against Master Quads. Like, buying these really quite bad attackers to fuel Lance-Tooths is good enough. But clearly there are better approaches, and I appreciate being shown this, like, a plausible line for super high econ into red first, which I don't think I've ever seen. And at this point, I just felt so far behind that I had to do something. And I tried the Ice Blades with the Venge Cannon, thinking maybe she was in an awkward enough position and it was denying her things she wanted to do with, like, you know, Omega Splitter and so on. Or, you know, God help me, maybe triple Lance-Tooth, I don't know. So this was a desperate play, and I don't super mind it. I think anything loses, but this was a reasonable try. The real problem was in how I transitioned out of the drone phase into attackers. And what tech I got. Finally, I make this mistake all the dang time. I get the arms race way too fast, and I can't spend my tech, and it just, like, is game over. I also couldn't get to 3 comfortably. I don't know. I think this one again it just like came down to the wrong economy completely. I didn't really plan a target for like how much droning to do, and I got myself like way too much tech and no it was like, this is almost okay. If I had delayed like another turn, it would be pretty easy to get 3 attack all at once and like sort of defend myself while getting arms races or whatever. I mean, I have to say, like, my opponent was clearly doing some good things because, and this is not a lead, this is not a like, but what I mean is that, like, looking at the way she developed her economy and tech and built attackers, every turn looks like perfectly natural, right? Of course this is what you do on this turn. Well, okay, that's not true. The early turns sometimes surprised me, right? Okay, I said, yeah, cutting drones for the Scorchilla is fine. And then here, like, oh, of course you get a Blood Phage because they're great, and then what else do you buy? Well, maybe I would have picked a Tarsier rather than a Scorch, but, you know, they're all pretty reasonable. Oh, right, because she wants to have exactly 7. That's why she doesn't want a Tarsier here. It would line up with the Scorch and be wasted. Hence, a Scorch. And my point is that every one of her turns looked perfectly natural, and so you might be tempted to say, well, gosh, this must have just been a player 1 favored set. Everything I did, like, was just really awkward. There wasn't a good thing I could have done, and everything was so easy for her. But also, God, what a terrible exploit. Ugh. Or not this turn, previous? This turn, yes, here. The exploit was available, but she wanted Arca, of course. And this is just disgusting. Anyway, but my point is that I think that her turns looked so natural because she planned everything out ahead of time and made it all look effortless, but it's actually not. So I don't know. I think it was a really cool game to watch. I would have rather been on the other, or series to watch. I would have rather been on the other side of the results, of course. But I think I learned a lot, and I got to watch some good developments into a coherent game plan, whereas a lot of what I did looks very clearly scatterbrained. Okay, well, chalk up another loss. We're 1 for 9 this season. Well, maybe we'll get some more wins later. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.